you've always used that one thing, and I've always just used Google Docs, and lately, the last couple of books I've been using Kindle Create to create the ebook, but they also added the feature, I think last year or year before last, where you can use that same file and they'll automatically format it as paperback as well, which was really helpful because up to that point I was having to create an ebook, a document to create the ebook, but also put everything into Word for the paperback and format it. That was really challenging. That was like one of my least favorite experiences in the publishing process, was trying to figure out how to get the paperback published. And I can see why people charge or offer that service for a fee. It's a very valuable thing. And there was a point where I was thinking, I pay someone to edit. I pay someone to edit my manuscript. I pay someone to design the cover. This formatting stuff is worth paying someone to do. But I kept getting this feedback from the self-publishing community. It's like, no, that is one thing you should just learn to do on your own. And so I just bit the bullet and tried to figure it out, and got it figured out. It took some learning, but got it figured out. But it's not an enjoyable experience for me. And so Kindle Create came along and solved that problem for me. So I pretty much just do everything in that now.
I know it's immediately divisive for some of the audience if I say anything in praise of Amazon. We're recording this just as Jeff Bezos has stepped down, so maybe that softens the blow a little bit. But they have been amazingly innovative. They've got stuff that every year they're coming. It's like they're ahead of the video game companies. They have every year's KDP is better than the last.
Yeah,
just constant innovation, new tools to help you out. And so, what are some of the best tools you've been able to use that have helped boost your books?
Yeah, well, Google Docs to write them in. I use Kindle Create for the formatting. I export that and then convert it into the different formats for ebook in Calibre, which is open source. And then, of course, everything's through KDP. All of my books are through KDP on Amazon. So, and I understand why people, don't like the exclusive approach that Amazon tries to get you to take with your books. And I get that. Some of my books are exclusive. But I also see the value in other platforms like Ingram. I'm going to try my hand at getting a hardcover edition printed soon. And I also, I see the value in going traditional at some point, or at least trying to go through a traditional publisher as well. I haven't quite gotten there yet, but the great thing about starting as a self-published author is that you can cut your teeth, so to speak, on learning how to write and become a better writer and build a following, so that if you do get a traditional publishing deal, you already have a following. You can create a great story that they're going to accept, and it's a good runway, I think, to building up to that. So I'm open to that. I hope to pursue that in the future. But other than that, other than KDP and Calibre and Kindle Create, those are the main tools for the publishing. I run Amazon ads, and I think that generates probably the majority of my of the royalties every month. Learning how, and that was really fun. Learning how to run Amazon ads, and the best person that I listened to help learn that was Dave Chesson, the Kindlepreneur, and he had a free video series on how to create Amazon ads. Step by step. It was really, really helpful. Really helpful. I really want to pay money for Mark Dawson's course to run ads. Not ready to cough up the coin. It is a little pricey, but I'm totally convinced it's worth it. So I look forward to that. But I know a lot, and that's another thing. Going back to Facebook, and do I nuke it or not? If I get in that course and he can convince me that it's 100% worth it to run Facebook ads, I won't nuke Facebook. I'll keep it around. So, like I said, I'm not ready to jump off the cliff yet. I think there's a lot of things to consider, and I've always wanted to take his course, so I plan on doing that this year.
Yeah, Facebook's kind of like you got to figure out how much poison you're willing to ingest for the amount of nutrition you're getting.
That's perfectly said. That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Try to say at least one clever thing per episode, so that's pressure's off.
Oh, you're nailing it, man. You said several.
So, okay. With Amazon ads having not taken Mark Dawson's course yet, which of course everyone listening should immediately go and subscribe to, check out. I think Brian Cohen's probably got some great stuff as well from the self-publishing podcast. Don't listen to the podcast, listen to this podcast, but you can take the course. No, the self-publishing is great.
That's right.